One of the most chilling and well-known cases of demonic possession is the story of Anneliese Michel. Born in Germany in 1952, Anneliese was a devoutly religious young woman, as described by her classmates. Strangely enough, however, Anneliese began experiencing unusual behavior in her late teenage years and early 20s. Anneliese's behavior started with seizures, convulsions, and being diagnosed with psychosis as a result of temporal lobe epilepsy. Soon after, she was diagnosed with depression and received treatment at a psychiatric hospital. Her mental and physical health continued to deteriorate as she heard strange voices and exhibited an aversion to religious objects. Medical treatments and psychiatric interventions seemed to have little effect on her condition, despite the 5 years that passed up until that point. Desperate for answers, Anneliese and her family turned to the Catholic Church for help. They believed that her condition was not solely medical, but rather spiritual in nature, a case of demonic possession. After initially being rejected, an exorcism was eventually authorized with the approval of the local bishop. However, the outcome of this story did not end like your usual exorcism movie. Over the course of around 10 months in 1975 and 1976, Anneliese underwent a series of exorcisms, secretly performed by two priests, Ernst Stalt and Arnold Renz. These sessions were grueling and intense, with Anneliese displaying extraordinary strength, speaking in demonic voices, and exhibiting self-harm tendencies. The priests believed that they were battling powerful evil forces within her, such as demons that claimed to be Lucifer and Hitler. Despite all their efforts, however, they weren't able to overcome the inevitable fate that will befall us all: death. Tragically, Anneliese's health continued to decline during the exorcisms. Towards the end of her life, she refused food and her body weakened significantly. On July 1st, 1976, after undergoing approximately 67 exorcism sessions, Anneliese Michel passed away due to malnutrition and dehydration. The autopsy claimed that Anneliese weighed as little as 66 pounds and was in a state of near starvation for almost an entire year. The case sparked controversy and legal proceedings after her death. Ultimately, fingers were pointed at the two priests responsible for conducting the exorcism and Anneliese's parents, leading to the aforementioned parties being charged for negligent homicide. During the trial, testimony from doctors claimed that instead of Anneliese being possessed, the psychological effects of her epilepsy, coupled with her strict religious upbringing, resulted in the manifestations of demonic possession. On the other hand, the defense claimed that the exorcisms conducted were legal, as the German Constitution protected the unrestricted exercise of religious beliefs from citizens. All in all, the trial came to a close, with the priests and the Michels being found guilty of negligent homicide. However, the parents received no criminal punishment in the form of jail time, whereas the priests received suspended prison sentences and had to share the costs of the legal proceedings. As if that wasn't enough of a bittersweet ending, just about 35 years later, in 2013, the house where Anneliese Michel lived became engulfed in fire. Coincidence? Perhaps it was just a case of arson. Or maybe that fire was truly connected to Anneliese's exorcism after all. The story of Anneliese Michel captured much public interest, as evident from the various media adaptations based on the incident. It also raised debates about the boundaries between religion, spirituality, and mental health. It remains a haunting and tragic tale that continues to fascinate and disturb
those who encounter it.
Wann bist du überhaupt hier?
Ich hab recht dazu, dass ich in dem Wald rein bin. Ich trag dir die Rotznase noch so lang, bis es lebt wird.